All right, my people, I still remain Harry B. I want you to lock it up on the Chronicles of Bolingo that comes.
So what do you think are the possible dangers the female children will face if they are being neglected?
Okay, one of the possible dangers is from the last point you raised about, excuse me, about the government having more of the male people in leadership. So not paying attention to the female will make us to continually have male, as men in the office that does not even have our interest at heart.
Okay.
Yes, so but when we pay attention to the female, they can come out in leadership positions, they can take up leadership positions and help groom us, those that are still coming up.
Okay, so the major reason why the female child need more attention now.
Reason, I'm just trying to say.
Okay, one of the reasons is that so that they can now start taking over political offices.
Yes, leadership positions.
Leadership positions, so that so that the men can be the president and the men become the first man or the first lady.
Yes, no, yes. Is it not going to be good if a woman becomes the president of this country? Is it going to be bad?
For those of you who are doing Girls Child Get Child program, so this is the agenda now that in the future, so that female can be a rulers. Okay, I don't have a problem with that too. I don't have a problem. Do you have a problem? Do you have a problem with that?
Okay, you don't have a problem with it, because women actually are good leaders. If you train them well, they can make good leaders because they have a heart for the people. They are nurturers, they are builders. So anything you put in the hand of a woman grows. Yes. But let me now answer the question of dangers of
but Samson was also put in hands of a woman.
Someone is a dangerous woman. Someone is a dangerous woman. She was not well trained.
That was also well trained.
She was not paid attention.
Okay.
She didn't have the right values.
Nobody give her attention.
She was neglected, so that's why she behaved like that.
What was that? Okay, let me ask. Okay, the lad that was not giving the right value.
Yeah.
Okay, was Samson giving the right value?
No, he wasn't.
So who's to be blamed here?
The parents.
Parents should be blamed.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah,
so we'll talk about
dangers. We'll talk about dangers of
yeah.
neglecting the girl child. One of the dangers I've seen is low self-worth.
Okay.
When you neglect them, they begin to feel insignificant. They begin to feel less of themselves. You see many ladies, they just feel that this life safe, just to go and get married and be an Odogu's wife, enjoy a man's money. So they don't feel they actually have that capacity to make their own money, to be big in society because of what they have been taught at home or in school, that you are not supposed to do this, don't do that. So they will not pay, if you don't pay attention to the girls, they will just feel that they just came to this life to maybe go to school, maybe get married, give birth, grow old, die. So that's all. They won't know that they have more for them, that everybody has a purpose. Everybody in life, whether you are a man or a woman, you have your purpose. So, but if we don't pay attention to the girls, they will now feel that all they have to do is just to be a wife and a mother, and that's all. And that is not good for us as a society.
Okay, so moving on. So it's just like we are just getting started, but for this particular episode now we are going to have a break because okay, we're moving on. So now you said female children should be given more attention. You said male children. Now I want to ask you, let me start from you. Okay, let me start the question from you. Why, if all these children now, male given attention, female given, why do you think we have in our society today there are too many kidnappers, armed robbers, fraudsters in the society? What do you think could be the possible cause?
Okay, the possible cause is actually what we are discussing today. Parents not giving attention to their children. Children being neglected, both male and female being neglected. So parents now leave the care of the children to nannies, house helps, teachers, other people that now exploit their children at some point itself. So the family is the basis of this attention we're talking about. If you neglect your child, society will now train them for you on their own terms. So a child will tell you that I've seen a girl that don't know what we are talking about here, but she just said that she has never, that her parents has never told her I love you before. And this girl was around that time 12, 13 years. You can imagine, she has never heard it from the parents. So if this child grows up she has already grown up, maybe one boy will just come from nowhere, she's a girl, and he's always ringing in her ears, I love you, money, also I love more than your mama and your papa. The girl will believe it because they've never told her that in her own family. So, and this guy might now be a rascal.
That you know how I
That's
do.
it. She will not be a rascal. But she will believe it because this is something that, let me say this for parents too. All this goes down to parents, for fathers especially. Pay attention to your girl child. Like 15 to 20 years.
15 to 20 years. Okay.
Yeah.
If this fight actually started 15 to 20 years, why do we still have a lot of people, a lot of girls into hookup and prostitution in the society?
Lack of home training.
So you want
Because
to
it's those people, those parents that were trained and not taught well, that now give birth to those ones that are now doing those stuff.
And
So-
the boys are like, no,
okay now, so let's resolve this now.
Patronize them.
Let's resolve this now. What do you think, or what do you think the society can do today to put an end to that?
Is it to the hookup?
To the prostitution hookup?
Okay.
You're fighting for the female children now. So what's your goal or what's your target on putting an end to that?
And one of the things that the government can do is actually to provide jobs. Some of them, when you meet them, they will tell you, some of them are actually graduates. So,
Okay.
so or some are in school. So they will tell you that they've been out of school for how many years, no job.
Okay.
Though I'm not even an advocate of go and look for job, go and look for job. You get a job, employ yourself and start working. You can start a business. But that also takes me back to what I said earlier, that if you neglect the female child, they will not feel they don't have the capacity to make money.
Okay.
So they will not feel they cannot start their own business.
Okay.
So government should provide jobs, at least it will help in that area. Then what is already being done by people, advocating for women's rights and all of that, they should also continue to also help the men to know that they have a place in society, they have a voice, they can do something with their hands. When they go to school, they're able to use it. You must not get a job for you to actually first be able to live well. You can actually start your own business, build your own business. Yeah, there are a lot of things that you can do now, online, offline.
Okay, okay, let's go this way. So as an individual, as every individual in the society, on what way do you think every individual can do, or what do you think any individual living in the society can do to help stop prostitution and hookup?
Every individual, okay, not just government.
Not just government.
Okay, one thing you can do is sensitization, enlightenment, trying to when you come in contact with people, with anywhere that has that's like a female community, you're trying to make them know that they are loved. That is not just they're not even doing that for love. I wanted to say that not just the love of a man that is the love, but they're not even doing it for love. It's for
But I've heard people do that, some people did it for passion.
passion.
Yeah, passion. I did that. How people say it.
Passion.
They did it for passion. Okay, now, okay.
Passion of
No,
what?
I'm saying so.
What kind of passion?
Okay, let's say this. Recently, was it last year, the end of this year? Okay, I think it was that last year. I know a story. A man who married a hookup girl. She was full-time prostitute. She was into full-time hookup prostitute. Then the man married her. The man actually worked in rig, like offshore work. So the man married her, and so he asked the girl, why are you into doing this kind of business? He said, because of lack, just like you said, no job. The man said, okay, no problem. If I should take care of you, give you everything you want, will you stop? She said yes. And the man married her, took her, beat her to the father, opened a big supermarket for her, then fixed her, have their own house, make sure she doesn't lack anything. And they married for like some years, maybe like 7 years, as I may tell. They have like 3 kids. Then the man now travel for offshore work. And coming back, he wants to behave like a man coming back from work. He now asks his friend to order some hookup for him to chill out before he get home. On making the order, he happens to be the same wife. So, what will you say? Will you say that what brings this wife back to the hookup now?
That one is the money. It's not normal. It's not ordinary.
So that means she has passion for the work.
She needs